Hey guys, what is up? This is Matthew. It's me once again. Welcome back to another movie review. Lecter, you want to say hi to everybody? No, you just want to be cute? Okay. Anyways, this is going to be my review of the new Hellraiser film, or as I kind of like to call it, Hulu Raiser, because it's a Hulu exclusive. Now, in this film, we follow a girl named Riley. She's an addict. She's kind of a mess. She lives with her brother, though her brother sort of kicks her out. But when her and her boyfriend find this puzzle box, of course, you know, the box. If you watch the Hellraiser films, you know exactly what the box is about. And when she opens it, something happens with her brother as she gets taken away. And from there, we get to see the new Pinhead, the priest, played by Jamie Clayton. So it's a female version of Pinhead, and throughout the film she discovers more like about this guy named Roland. I'm just gonna say Roland. So yeah, it's a retelling. Well, okay, so it's still in the same world as Hellraiser. It's not a remake or anything like that. It's basically like Scream and Halloween and Candyman and Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It's basically a sequel slash retelling at the same time. And I've enjoyed most of them. The only one I really didn't like was Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I really just ugh. But this falls into the same category as those other previous films that I did enjoy, because I surprisingly really did dig this movie. I haven't watched all the Hellraiser films. I only watched the first two. The first one, undeniably, I think is a great film. Second movie, I enjoy not as much as the first film, but I do think it's better than the other sequels I've seen. I haven't seen all of them. It's just, from what I've heard, they're not really that watchable at all, because most of them are just straight to video. This is straight to streaming, and I can say this is by far the best film in the series since the first one. For one thing, I was really surprised with was how much I actually enjoyed the characters. I really dug the character of Riley. Like, she's an addict, and she's been struggling a lot. What I really dug about this movie is that it's not always going in for the gore fest. Like, that's the thing about Hellraiser. It's gory when it fully needs to be. And when it comes to the gore, it's mostly due to how the Cenobites look. Like, they look really intimidating, and I actually really enjoyed the new version of Pinhead, the priest, played by Jamie Clayton. I thought all the performances were actually really spot on, and the movie never does anything to ruin what made the original Hellraiser such a good film. It wasn't always going for the gory roots. It only went to the gory roots when it was fully necessary, and that's exactly what they do here. It still goes for the psychological route while also being an intimidating yet very like body-ish horror film. Like, people die when it's time for them to die. Like, it always goes for the psychological route and the disturbing route at the same time. Well, I can't really say that this movie is a new modern classic by any means, as some elements definitely stumble quite a bit that kind of like doesn't really make for a whole like good enough time for. Basically, some key elements here definitely don't work as well as they should have. But like, the movie is 2 hours long, and there are definitely some times where I feel like it doesn't fully earn that 2 hour runtime for it being a fully good enough time, because there are definitely some elements here that could have been handled just a tad bit better. But nonetheless, Hellraiser, the new movie, I definitely saw myself enjoying throughout most of the runtime. I really don't get why it isn't playing in theaters, because there really isn't that much of an excuse. Just like Prey, that should have gone to theaters. Like, that would have made so much more money. But hey, most of the other Hellraiser films went straight to video, so that can be forgiving. I don't have a whole lot to say about this film, but what I can say about it is that it's by far the best Hellraiser film since the original. It still has its psychological charm, as well as its body horror elements that definitely make for a gruesome yet disturbing time. And I did see myself liking most of the characters. In the end, guys, this is definitely worth a watch. If you have Hulu, I definitely recommend watching it. If you're a massive fan of the series, then chances are this movie is not going to disappoint you. It might be a tad bit too long, but I still really dug this movie, okay? It still has its psychological and its very disturbing elements mixed in the best way possible. And yeah, while I can't call it a masterpiece, I can call it a good time. I really hope Halloween Ends is also a good time because the last movie for me really wasn't that much. But hey, we'll just have to wait and see. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Word out.